Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well and ready to end off the week, right? All right, so we're going to go over expectations first. Today is Friday. So last Friday, I believe, wasn't too hot. Last Friday wasn't too hot from what I remember, right? Didn't trade too well. So I'm going to be cautious as we have come into this new month of May and ending of April. It hasn't been that hot, right? It's been pretty slow. We've had these runners like EBS was yesterday and CTMX. These two plays have been high floats, and these two plays have been just kind of squeezing shorts rather than actually clean plays. Yes, I'm a long bias trader only. I don't short, right? So I see some opportunities here on HCTI soon, right? I think that we have a beautiful setup here. We're going to be looking for this downtrend break, right? We're holding these key levels, right? We have this kind of order block. We have consolidation, quick consolidation on lower volume. All right, quick consolidation on lower volume and then big breakout. Broke a high here, grab liquidity for a move all the way down. So before a move back, you know, to break either 191, maybe break 191, but to break 198 and $2 level, I think we're going to need a crack below this 165, right? This kind of order block right here. Either crack below these lows and sweep or below 160, right? So we crack either below this low, okay, or we crack below this low. That's what I would be looking for here. The reason for that is because you can obviously see we broke a high here, right? You clearly see this is a manipulation candle, right? This should make clear sense. This right here is a manipulation candle. They break the high with a lot of volume and then just completely grab every single pair of liquidity right here. That makes sense? So after they grab all that liquidity, just completely dump down. So same thing, I want to see it grab liquidity. So far we've broken a low, but it hasn't been significant, right? We grab liquidity here, but I want to see a little bit of a bigger move. So to the downside before a nice move up, right? So I'll still keep it on watch. If it doesn't break below these lows, that's still fine. I'll watch for a setup around this zone, which is this selling pressure right here. So this selling area, I would look for it to turn into support for next leg. Now, we can go to the daily chart in the larger time frame, see where we're at. So 182. So we're going to look for, first thing that stands out to me is this high volume candle right here. All right, you see this wick here. You see a body here. So we're going to mark out everything significant. 196 is significant. The close, the open, and the high. All right, so we're going to see how these levels react, okay? And then one more level that I would watch for is like 140 and 154. Reason for that is because we have a nice wick here, right? We have a nice wick here. So I would want to see it. I don't know how it looks on the daily or on the intraday, but basically what I would like to see is because we're already up at 181. So the play out should be like grab liquidity here, stop losses under this low, okay? Pull back up, probably grab liquidity against these highs, okay, which is the high volume candlestick, and then pull back into these lows for entry. This is where I would enter. This is my entry. Pull back into this low. So 153. Let's see how it looks on the intraday. Okay, so we still have room down to 153. Okay, so intraday chart is still telling us 165 is that level, right? You can see that 165 is that level, but then 153 is also that daily level, right? So we kind of have to wait. We want to see which levels hold. We're going to see how price action reacts here, right? If price action is good, if the plan is going according to play, as in we break below this low and make that move up, I'll be interested, right? But if it doesn't hold up well, if there's no lower wicks, if there's no buying pressure, if I see no buyers in the tape, then there's no reason for me to, you know, actually stay here. So I'll look for dips down to 153. Okay. So next thing we're looking at is HSDT. So we have a complete bleeder right now, right? Complete bleeder right now. And HSDT, I did try to take some trades up here at $4. You know, like 200 shares, 300 shares. It did not work out, but let's see what's going on. All right, remember we have this zone right here, so they might grab liquidity over. So if you guys are in, make sure to be getting scale offs here. HSDT. All right, so HSDT, we're looking for where shorts are going to cover, right? Where are shorts going to cover? Where are longs coming in? What's the structure like? So basically we have a massive uptrend right here, right? Uptrend, 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 right? Complete uptrend. We crack below it. Okay. So now after we crack below this uptrend, we still have an uptrend within this trend, right? So we crack this uptrend and we start to create another one. And then we grab liquidity over these highs and then make a head and shoulder pattern. Okay, we make a head and shoulder pattern. Let me show you guys. All right, so we have a high here, we have the neck here, okay? We have the head here, so we have a shoulder here, we have a head here, and then a shoulder here, okay? That's exactly what we're dumping right now. Uptrend, break of uptrend, start to grab liquidity over these highs, right? Make a head and shoulders and dump all the way down. So next question is, where are shorts going to cover and where are longs going to step in? So because shorts came in at this area and they got squeezed out, I would look for something around here, right? I would look for a zone like right here. This is what I'd be looking at. Reason for that is because we have a high here, right? For selling, where selling started. So I'm going to be looking for this area to flip into support. We're going to be looking for buyers to step in right here, 336, right? This is our zone. We can mark out a line here too. And then just this low right here based off of the candle, the black one. All right, the candle close, candle open. So we have that zone here. This is where I'd be looking for HSDT to kind of shorts to cover. Yeah, I'd look for something like okay, it's working out perfectly right now. It's holding up pretty well. But something like this for a move probably back into this level. Why that level? Why would I choose this level? You can see this is where we're having a lot of selling pressure coming. This is where old support was. This is where we had clean support, and then this is the candle that boom manipulated all the way down. All right. So this would be the support candle, or sorry, resistance. So my plan would be kind of consolidate here, look for accumulation between this, you know, buying zone that we had in shorts to cover here for a move back up to 385. All right. HCTI. Let's see what else is running. SGBX from yesterday. EBS. We're looking at some other plays. What is EBS doing? See, I'm not a fan of these plays. I kind of want to go over talking about EBS. Not a fan of these plays. These are short squeezes. I talked about this on my Twitter yesterday. I'm not a fan of trading these plays. The reason for that is because these are short squeezes and these are headaches to trade. Obviously, they give insane moves, right? They provide a lot of liquidity to the market. There's a lot of opportunities. But if you're not in, like I had a zone here from the daily, right? I had a zone here from the daily. Obvious supply level. Obvious supply right here, flipping a demand. It's pretty easy trade out the gates, right? But I don't like taking trades right out the gate. It's a complete gamble. And I like to use smaller size. So this never really gave me an opportunity. See how it aligns right here? But this never really gave me an opportunity to go long, full position, accumulate a position. There was never like a great opportunity, right? So sure, there was a big move, but was there a trade? Not really. SGBX, don't really. Whoa, SGBX just had news right now? That's crazy. We checked SGBX literally 10 seconds ago to see if it was running. There was nothing, and they just had news right after. That's crazy. Remember, one thing to remember is that nothing else has news this morning. HSDT has news, but they're completely tanking. So SGBX is probably going to take the volume, especially after breaking all these highs, grabbing all this liquidity. Watch for pullbacks, and let's rechart this. All right, forget all these lines. But you see how well SGBX was holding throughout the day? SGBX, like, it didn't dump in pre-market. It was holding all these levels, so it's good. This news, if you think about it after, it makes sense, right? They want to have news. They want to see a second day around the market makers. So they're holding this level up. Makes sense. A good play from them. Anyway, let's look at the 5-minute chart here. We're breaking over all these highs, right? Completely busting through. So we're going to have resistance at 473, which is going to be equal highs here now, right? So we're going to have a lot of resistance here. I'll be looking for this area right here, probably to flip into support. Hopefully a dip down to this resistance right here that we had. All right, this old resistance, this fat candle, this fat red candle, turn into support here. I'm not sure if we get it that low. That's pretty low, so we'll look for some other levels as well. Another level would be this massive, the same concept here is that big move down, right? Big move down and turn that into support. So we can use this zone as well. We'll look for this big move down to flip into support. These are the two levels that I'll be watching, just from a liquidity perspective. All right, there you go. So it's breaking highs now of yesterday. See how they're grabbing stop losses right above the high? That's what I like to teach. You don't want to be buying breakouts, right? If you're buying a breakout here, 447, there's so many traders buying breakouts. But what do we see on HCTI as well? HCTI, you break the high, people are chasing this, boom, liquidity grab. Same thing with SGBX right now, at least for now, right? There's a tiny liquidity grab. So you want to be patient for these entries for pullbacks, maybe hold 389, and then we'll go back to the daily, see what we see. Daily chart. See high volume candle. Boom. First thing I like to see. High volume candle aligning right here. So we'll move this candlestick. We'll move this horizontal line right here. Right. We have a nice high volume candle. Same thing that we had on which one just now. Either HCTI or SGBX. HCTI, right? We marked out our high volume key levels on HCTI. Right, 196, 231. That's what we're using as resistance. Okay. So those are the high volume levels. Same thing we did over here. That's the same thing we're going to do on SGBX. Use the high volume candles on the daily. So we marked that out. Right, 439 is what we want to see become support. If we make 439 support, 439, this area support, right? We're looking for something like this. Breakout, retest, grab liquidity below this, right? And then move back up to this high. That's how level-to-level trading works, okay? That's how level-to-level trading works. Simply liquidity, simply based off of volume. That's why when you have a high volume candle, it gives you an indication of who's in control. All right, so once we see 440 become support, something like that, it has room all the way back up to 631 now. All right, so we have low volume, not completely low volume, but we have soakers here, right? So no entry for me right now, but I would be looking for a trade like this. Like I said on the daily, same thing. You want to see a full breakout, right? Candle close above, go to like 490, and then pull back to 437. You want to see confirmation of this run up, not just a fake out, right? Other than that, we'd be watching 389, which is this intraday level, right? And then along with kind of that high volume candle here, probably down to like this high volume candle, 380. Okay, so every key level right now is coming from the high volume candles. Does that make sense? Every key level is from the high volume candle. We have 380, we have 439, and we have 631 from level to level. So if we reject this area 439, right? I'll be looking for a pullback to 380. And you guys can see yesterday, 380. That was massive rejection, right? So this whole area of 380 probably flipping to support. It's down here. This would be an A+ trade setup from 380 to 439, right? I think this trade setup is very good. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And, you know, right now we're breaking highs, grabbing liquidity. I think we're going to need to pull back down to these 380s. So that's what I'm going to be patient for. Unless we have an explosive move, right? Then I'll look for pullbacks. But until then, I want 380 pullbacks for that bigger move. All right, what else is running? I don't think there's that much running right now. JAGX, I'm not a huge fan because it's, you know, it's a straight penny. Although the concept here is nice. You know, we talked about, if you guys watch my finding similarities video and supply and demand video, I like seeing big dumps in pre-market and reclaim of these levels. Right? Big dump and reclaim means when we come back down, we're going to flip into support, right? This whole area of old supply can now easily flip into demand, right? So there's going to be a little gap in price here. So we're looking for a pullback on JAGX down here, right? And then basically all of this supply, we're looking to break out, pull back here, flip into demand, and start to flip trend, right? We were a downtrend, 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 downtrend. We now broke out. So we're looking for pullbacks to start forming an uptrend here. All right, that's what we would look for. So pull back into this zone. It's a pretty big zone. So I'd be a little bit more patient on JAGX. Not one that I really love to trade simply because of, you know, the price. I like trading like $1, $2. And JAGX is the thick runner usually. So we'll see. If it gives an opportunity here, I'll keep it on watch. But I'm not, you know, like top watch. And then we have some people mentioning in chat and on here on YouTube stream that we have CTMX. Right, so this is a daily chart, 3rd-day runner inside bar. All right, we're going to have a 3rd-day runner. So let's look at kind of the 1 hour. The daily is not telling us too much. So yesterday was just all-day consolidation. I would look for a pullback on CTMX probably down to these rejection levels. Right, so that would be right here and right here. Simply because we have a ton of rejection right here, right? We have a high here, high rejection. This is where sellers start to come in, boom, all the way down, right? Sellers start to come in, boom, all the way down. So we're looking for this area right here to kind of flip into support. All right. Inside bar is the daily is going to open. The daily is going to open in between the daily is going to open in between the candles. All right, so yesterday, you see how this candle formed was inside of this bar, right? It was in the price range of 330 and 513. That's the inside bar. All right, so we'd look for a pullback on CTMX down here. And now what's the difference? Let's do a little bit of a check, right? JAGX versus CTMX. What's one thing that's different about here? What I talked about is looking for supply, right? So we have clear supply on CTMX. There's a lot of sellers here. Okay? So obvious supply. Now what's the thing on JAGX? Obvious supply, right? So much selling, obvious supply. But now we have our strength. We have our trend flip. Complete hold of this bottom. Start to reclaim. We have not reclaimed this level. So start to reclaim. And that's why I look for pullbacks now on JAGX. Because there's strength. There's strength in the market, right? We completely took out all these sellers. They're gone. Now we look for pullbacks for a trend. I hope that's pretty clear. All these sellers are still here. There's still leftover liquidity above these highs. There's still leftover liquidity above these highs. So when it starts to chop up here, you're going to get, you know, a choppy trade. But when you clear all of them and you look for a pullback, then you start to come back. Does that make sense? So you want to look for something like this. That's the bigger picture trade on CTMX. Okay. But waiting for that intraday is probably not going to happen. So we'll look to see how 453 reacts. for a move back up to these levels and sell into these levels. All right, so that would be our selling area. Hope that makes sense. All right. What else do we have? We'll check up on HSDT, see how we're doing here. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? 336. Would you look at that? We went over this, right? To all you 126 people here. You guys see exactly how that works? Can't execute because I'm teaching you guys right now. But you guys see how that works? We went over this exact key level, exact plan here. 336, we said we want to see buyers step in. We see this zone. We see sellers, previous sellers, complete from 336 all the way to 358. You guys see that? Let me know in chat. You guys understand why we're bouncing here now? After all that big move down, we rejected. We have a head and shoulder pattern. Head, shoulder, head, move all the way down, back to new demand zone. Start grabbing liquidity up to new demand zone, up to old supply zone. That makes sense? See how that worked out? So we're probably going to see pullbacks down into this key level, right? The high of this zone for a move back up to 385. They're going to grab liquidity here. Everyone's going to chase it here, right? They're going to grab liquidity over the high, start to dump it back down. That's probably what's going to happen here on HSTI. All right. So kind of have that idea back in the mind that you don't want to look for insane moves, right? This is kind of what we looked for. All right, HCTI, what's going on here? So we're rejecting above this zone, right? What do we talk about? Let's compare these two now. One more little quick lesson against JAGX. Right, what do we say at JAGX? We have these highs, right? So if you have a high here, right, and you start to reject it, that means there's still liquidity left over here, right? There's still seller liquidity here. But JAGX busted right through it. So there's no selling liquidity left up here. So you look for a pullback into here, it's fresh buyers. This is like the best risk reward trade that you can get. Now, I'm not a fan of trading JAGX, but I keep comparing it because the chart is so good. This is a prime example of the YouTube video that I went finding similarities over recent runners. If you haven't watched that, make sure you guys watch that. It's uploaded like last week. Great lessons over there. So we're going to see how this sets up based over, off these zones, and look for a trade opportunity. Anything on the daily, HCTI, clear this out. Probably a crack below 175. Something like that. There you go, 380s. Like we said, what do we say? What do we say on SGBX? Exact words. We're gonna break this high, either break out and retest, or if we don't do that, then pullback is needed down to 380. That's what we said, right? So everyone who's chasing this breakout, there's so many, sorry to say, but uneducated traders that are probably in this stream that are usually trade this breakout. I'm here to tell you, stop. They're grabbing liquidities over these highs. They're grabbing your stop losses for that move. Market moves in levels, right? Market moves in levels, and now 380 is going to hold, consolidate. This is probably what's going to happen. 380 retest and back up slowly, not moonshot like that, but overall bigger picture, or something like this. Grab liquidity, confuse people. They're like, oh wait, I thought 380 was supposed to hold. They come down to this zone, right? Grab liquidity and then get that move up. Right? Market makers are super unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. That's why you watch price action. You don't predict it. You don't predict what's going to happen because market makers are always switching up their algorithms. They're always switching up their styles. They never want to let anyone get comfortable. The market is always shifting, right? That's why we journal our trades because the market is always shifting and the market makers don't want us to win. So that's why you observe what's happening and then you take entries based off of that rather than predicting. right? I'm not going to predict this whole move. I'm going to watch for a scenario to play out, and then I'll take a trade, right? I've got this one on watch. I don't know if we have a lot of move left in this one. I think we might need to pull back down, right? Everyone who's buying up here, it's not the best risk to reward trade, right? We haven't broken these highs, so there's still liquidity sitting up there. There's going to be liquidity sitting over 185. So it looks like to me that shorts are in control. Or it looks like shorts are in control here on HCTI, but I mean, we still have a little mini uptrend. So I just don't see the risk reward trade here, right? If I don't see the risk reward, I'm not going to take it. Even if it's like, might go, I don't care. If it's not an A+ setup, if it's not like, all right, this is going to go, super confident, let's bang it, right? There's no need to take the trade. Just sit back and learn from it. Either you learn from it, you just learn from it. So what if you miss out on a trade? I would rather learn from it than lose money. You guys see all these sellers are stacked here. So, I mean, we could hold 175 liquidity sweep and move back up, but I don't think so right now. I think we need more liquidity down here. 165, this would be ideal entries for me. 165 would be like, all right, let me crack below this low. That would be ideal. Anyway, what questions do we have? Any questions? While you guys are sitting here, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Meanwhile, I hope you guys drop a like. Every single person drop a like on the stream. If you're sitting here, drop a like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Turn on post notifications because I have videos coming out every single week. Yesterday, I dropped a video as well, right? Which time frame has completely changed my trading. We went over it today, right? We examined from the daily time frame. We examined what's going on here. We went to the smaller time frame, right? So everyone drop a like on the stream if you guys are enjoying it right now. Subscribe, and then I'll be answering questions. Yep, we're holding 175 here pretty well. But you have to also look at bigger picture. SGBX, we just went over it a few minutes ago, but I'll go over it again. 380, here's my plan, right? We're looking for how 380 is going to react, right? So either we want to see a pop, retest of 380 for a move back up to probably like right here. Probably start here because this is where selling pressure is, right? We're going to see a liquidity grab. They're going to grab the most liquidity up here. So if I'm taking at 380, PTs, final PTs would be 425, all right? I hope that's pretty clear, right? If we don't, simple pullback into 380. That's what I'm looking for. And then, or this scenario, which we fake reclaim 380, pull back into this zone, and reclaim back up to higher highs, right? And this zone comes from the 5 minute from yesterday, in which we had massive rejection, right? The 1 minute. The 1 minute, right? We had massive rejections here. So kind of this zone right here, this zone of selling, right? That's what I'm using. Hope that's clear. There you go. Tella Azim said 134 people watching. Let's get some more likes on the stream. Love it. Thank you. But anyway, let's see any more questions. Is 3-point level from the daily? Yeah, no, 3-point level, yes, that's from the daily, right? So we go to 380. We went over this already. But you guys can see that we have a high volume candlestick, right? High volume candlestick. So that's where I got my 380 level from. I want to see a high volume key level hold, right? I want to see it grab liquidity below that, right? Grab liquidity and start to set up to the next high volume candle. You guys see that? Yep, SGBX had a RS today. They had news yesterday and they have news today. So they're really trying to pump this thing. I feel like they're going to try to pump it to like $5, right? That's their goal as a company, to pump it and then dilute it so they can make some more money. Can I teach about dips? Well, what do you want to know? I think I'm teaching about dips right now, right? Instead of buying breakouts, I'm looking to buy dips. Looking at volume, right? I'm looking at the volume price analysis. A lot of sellers coming in here. We see, 380 level sellers came in. Buyers are stepping in. Right, we're just focusing on dips. What are dips? Well, I think everything we're talking about are dips. Dips are pullbacks. Dips are, if it's at 380, I'm looking for a dip, meaning I'm looking for a pullback down to 360. That's what a dip is, right? Can I explain more about a liquidity grab? What is liquidity? All right, so let's do a little thing on liquidity. Liquidity is where are all the orders sitting? Where are all the buy and sell orders sitting? So let's do a quick example. Most orders of liquidity, from a common sense perspective, this is the answer, but also from a common sense perspective, there's a high here. So most traders, right, when the high comes in, they're like newbie breakout traders, right? They're like, okay, well, oh my gosh, the stock is running. It's about to break out and it's going to go to the moon, so let's buy it. So they buy the breakout, right? So that's liquidity. There's volume, there's orders coming in. Before that, people have buy stop orders, okay? Above this high. This is the high, they have buy stop orders. So this is where liquidity is sitting, meaning buy stop orders for breakout traders, right? Sell stop orders for short traders. They're going to short the high. So there's so many, every single new order is sitting up here, right? So that's what the market targets, liquidity, biggest orders. So that's why you can clearly see above this high, right? This is initially a high. So there's so many orders sitting here. So what do? Boom. Grab liquidity. They hit all the orders. They hit all the buy stop orders. They hit all the sell stop orders. They trap all the breakout traders and they trap all the shorts, right? And shorts come in. They trap all the shorts that were initially here. So old shorts are covering. They're like, oh shoot, it's about to break out, right? So shorts are covering up here. Buys are stepping in. There's so many orders coming in here. So market makers make all that money here and then they bring it all the way back down, right? And that's exactly what they do again. There's a low here and then boom, everyone's covering. There's so many orders here. Boom, they grab all that order flow and run it back up. Same thing. So you break that's what I'm saying. We break this low, we grab all the orders under 160, grab all the order flow, and then boom, put that move back up. So I hope you guys understand what liquidity is. We had a 37-minute stream so far. Make sure you guys drop a like. If you are new here, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000. So keep it up. We'll keep those videos pumping out. I hope you guys are learning on these streams. There's so much education, teaching about liquidity, teaching about, patience. So I hope you guys are really growing as traders as you guys join these streams. Keep joining them every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you guys want to live trade with me for free right now, check out this link right here. I'm going to see links. You guys have the top link right here. Just sent the link here in chat or the top link in the description. I'll also put it on Twitter right now. You guys join that free trial. Come trade with me. It's a 7-day trial. Absolutely insane. You guys can see every single person here in chat banks with us. We make money every single day, right? We're mastering the market. That's what it's market masters, right? Mastering, understanding the market. So if you guys want to trade with me, if you guys want lessons every single day, check it out. Other than that, it's been Mini. You guys trade safe. It's a Friday. Peace out.